How to improve your credit score? Well, before you improve your credit score, I want to remind you what is the intent of the credit score. You see, the intent of the credit score is to measure or look at your history and see are you worthy of giving more money to you. So that's the most important thing. So it is a way for other lenders to assess you and your history. If they give you money back, gun money to you, will they get their money back? Will you make payments on time? That's the most fundamental intent of the credit score. So keeping in that mind, that's gonna clear up your mind, hopefully, because sometimes some people just want to have a credit score. You want to have a reason what it is for, where you're gonna use it for. Maybe you want to get a lower interest rate on a home, or maybe you want to get a lower interest rate for other purchases. So that's the main important intent. The credit score is a way to know that if somebody gives you money, you can pay them back, and they know that you are worthy of it. So with that, let's go to how to improve your credit score. So what's a great credit score? Any score that's more than 760 is considered a very good credit score. So if you do not have more than 760, or if you don't even know what your credit score is, go to the free website, annualcreditreport.com. I'm going to put the link below, annualcreditreport.com, and you can get your credit score. And you should check it out because there can be a lot of things that you may not know or you may not be aware of. So go ahead and get a free credit report, and you can check out your report. So now coming to the FICO score, any score above 760 is ideal, but if you are less than that, so here are some ways you can look to improve your credit score. I'm actually going to talk about how the score is calculated. So, well, the most important thing, like I said, is your ability to make the payments on time. That's the most important item in that calculation. It's almost 35%. So if you're making payments on time, you never missed a payment in like a lot of years, that's actually in your record. So if you never missed a payment, you're going to have very good score because it's almost more than one third of the percentage in the calculation of score. So that's the most important thing. And the next thing is 30% of your credit score is based on how much balance you use on the credit card. Let's say you have a credit card with $3,000 and you're using maxing it out. It's going to take an impact. It's going to take a hit because you're using almost full of it. But instead of that, like you have three credit cards or four credit cards and you're using less than one third in each credit card, that helps. It's just a matter of you showing them that you're not maxing out whatever is given to you, and also you're good at managing your money, managing your credit. You're good at managing your finances. So what I'm saying is, your 30% of it is based on how much you use. So don't try to use it, or if you do use it, just try to pay it off if you can. So almost 30% is based on how much you use. So another 10% is based on the types of credit. Like basically, you have a revolving credit, which is the credit cards, or the installment loans, like student loan or a home mortgage. So a percentage is 10% is based on the mix of how much types of credits you have. And another good 15% is based on the length of the credit. In fact, this is more than the types of credit. Like if you had just one or two revolving credit cards and no other loans, it's still all right. You don't need to go get a new loans just to improve your credit score. Uh, so the better, what I'm saying here is the length of your credit also is very important, almost 15%. So if you have an old credit card, like 5 years old or like long time, don't close it. Just keep it open. Maybe you can use it once in a while, like few $10 or $20 here and there if you don't want to use it. But don't close the oldest credit card. Just keep them open because it's important for your credit score. And another 10% is based on the number of new credit inquiries. That is how many times you apply for a new credit card or how often are you applying for credit cards. So if you don't need credit card, don't apply without a plan. Like, ideally, I think it's 4 to 6 credit cards is useful to have good credit scores. But it's based on your situation and what's applicable to you. You may want to use some planning, what's good for your situation. So that's the 10% is based on the new credit card inquiries, and don't apply immediately for credit cards. If you do want to get your third or fourth credit card, just wait like 3 months or 6 months and make sure you have a paycheck, like you have a job. when you do apply, because that's when you plan, not when you don't have a job or when you really need money. So planning definitely helps in that aspect. And so now that you got your credit score, I want you to remind to check your credit report and see if you have any items on them that you don't agree with. Like some things are paid off, but they're still there, or some things like you may have any negative balances that you may not know, or somebody else could be using your identity. You may not even know. So that's why it's very important to get your report. And in those, there's also something like derogatory annotations in your report. If you have them, it's going to impact your credit score. So do try to make a payments to them and take them off your credit score, credit report. So when you do pay them, if you have any derogatory items or delinquent items in your report, do ask them like, will you take me off my credit report before I make this payment? And some of them do, and some of them don't. But do your best and see your situation. And with that, you can actually, by monitoring your report, that gives you an idea of what's in your report. And I hope this is helpful to you. And sign up below in the email, and I'll send you more good stuff.